Last few years, so many things happened that I was so naive to that it frustrates me now. A, I didn't think I'd be the only person to experience this, and like, B, how is this even existing in this day and age?
It's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. It's a really difficult one to explain. I just didn't know how I survived. Like, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. It's a good question, actually. So basically, I said to myself, that's me thinking, I'm looking up at the ceiling.
Where is it?
It's gone. England have six.
And welcome to another episode of Chatting Balls with me, Mia Baker.
And me, Ollie Robinson.
I don't know why you sound like a robot.
I'm practicing it.
Oh yeah, it sounds
It's
good.
getting better each time.
In today's episode, we're going to be talking about my story. So leading on from episode 1, where you hear all about Ollie's story, we're going to go on to mine, which I don't think is as riveting as yours.
Riveting. No, it is. It's a good story, and I think the viewers will enjoy hearing.
I think one will resonate with you and others may resonate with me.
Yeah, and it's going to be pretty contrasting compared to mine, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it should be good.
And we've been getting a lot of deliveries recently. I wanted to say this or mention this because you've just got some new
Golf, always golf for me.
cricket shoes.
New cricket shoes, some spikes.
Yeah, but what I didn't know about them was that you have them made.
Yeah, so they're basically Asics. They're Asics trainers, and they get spiked up by a company that just basically do the sole of the shoe. So they like sand down the old grip off the shoe, I think they do, and then...
Basically, I find this really weird because I'm like, as a cricketer who plays for your country, why can't you just buy cricket shoes? Why do you have to get trainers that get sanded down and that get spiked?
So trainers are more comfortable than bowling boots in general because you still have the padding bit on the trainer. Like they're a running trainer or a tennis trainer, effectively.
But why do they not already exist? That's what I don't get.
There's not that... I don't know. It's a good question, but...
Like, cricket's meant to be one of the biggest sports in the world. Why can you not just buy a cricket shoe?
You can just buy bowling spikes, but they're not as comfortable as trainers that are spiked up with a strap put on.
So why do they not exist? Because
Yeah.
it has like, it's like strap. You have like double strapping.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's
Why do you have double strapping? Do you need it?
double strapping.
You have laces and Velcro.
But basically, it's a trainer. So before the strap was put on,
Why are you eating a whole ice cube?
an ice cube just slipped into my mouth as I was drinking my drink, and now I can't really get it out and speak.
That was the most stupid thing ever.
It just slipped in.
We're on doing a podcast, you know.
Yes, but it's because you want the comfort of the trainer to bowling.
I find it very peculiar.
But like your running trainers are really comfy.
Yeah,
So then why not take your running trainer into a bowling spike?
I get it, but I'm saying, why does that not already exist? Why can you not just buy a comfy cricket shoe?
Because then your trainer would be different to your...
I think you guys understand what I'm trying to get at here.
No.
So anyone out there who would like to make a cricket shoe that already exists that's comfy with double strapping, there you go, business idea for you.
They already exist. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
What? No, but you're having to cut down the bottoms of them and put spikes on them.
Yeah, because bowling spikes that are already made aren't as comfortable.
Yeah, so someone could make them comfier. Why not?
The trainer's already there, though. Like the tennis shoe or whatever is already there. So why do you need to?
I think someone could make it and it could
There's
be
no
very
market
good.
for it, though.
Why? It's one of the biggest sports in the world.
We'll find out, won't we? Stay tuned.
Yeah, if you do design them already, let us know because that'd be quite interesting.
Design shoes. Or cricket shoes specifically. Specifically.
Cricket shoes specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one?
Them.
Cricket shoes. We'll see.
Anyway, this is probably why it's called Chatting Balls, which actually is quite a funny story how we came up with the name. We couldn't think of a name for our podcast for ages, could we?
No, it was
Impossible.
a good 4 or 5 weeks.
And you know what was the problem? Is because we both play sports with a bat and ball, coming up with a PG name was really hard.
really hard. They were all just like
They were
innuendos.
swinging
yeah.
and balls, and it's just so.
Yeah. I mean, they're mostly from your friends, which tells you something.
So basically, we were sat in. So we went to the Ryder Cup in Rome. I was working, and Ollie's been living golf life for the past few months, and you've loved it.
Loved it. I was injured, so I couldn't play cricket anyway.
Can we say how you got injured?
No,
Why?
because it's so gory, you guys won't want to hear it.
Please.
No.
It's kind of funny.
It's too gory for the viewers.
Okay.
Basically, long story short, I snapped the tendon off my middle finger. That's all you need to know.
How did you do it?
No, they don't need to know that.
How did you do it?
By taking my sock off.
Not even a cricket injury.
It's so weird. It just snapped. And I was like, I thought it was dislocated at first because it was just hanging there.
Oh God, this is actually does turn quite gruesome with
Yeah.
you and that other man.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't sound good, does it? Sounds dodgy. Yeah, so I thought it was dislocated. So I rang my physios and they were like, yeah, I think it's dislocated. My physios are great, by the way. They just got this slightly wrong over the phone, which probably can happen.
Yeah, probably your description wasn't great.
No. But there was a guy in the gym at Fox Hills who used to play rugby. And he thought the same. He's like, oh, it's dislocated. And I was really trying to yank it myself
Oh God, it actually makes
to
me
sort
feel
of click
funny.
it back in. And I couldn't do it. I was like, I can't do it. I'm not pulling it hard enough. So he was like, I'll give it a go. So he proceeds to get one of the white towels out to get a bit more grip.
Oh God.
Then puts his right foot next to where I'm sitting and uses that as like a bit of a lever to pull against my finger. And he's probably like, I don't want to do him a disservice, but 18 stone.
He's a rugby player.
Yeah.
He's
and
like
he's
strong.
pulling as hard as he can and nothing's happening. And it was just stayed exactly the same. So I don't know if that did any more damage or not, but I then went for a scan, found out I'd tore the tendon. So him yanking on it, all 18 stone, probably
Didn't
wasn't
help.
the greatest thing. But yeah, I told you it was a bit gruesome.
Yeah. So anyway, Ollie's been living golf life because of this severe injury he's had. Which your finger's much better now.
Severe, yeah. Actually,
It's straight.
looks like it's going the other way.
That's so weird. So basically, he used to put his finger up straight, and the end would just droop
And
down.
would just fall down.
It's so weird. Now it's straight. Now it doesn't droop down, which is actually a very good sign.
Yeah, and
and
I've almost got full flexibility back.
it's his bowling finger as well, so it's kind of a useful one, really, isn't it?
Very useful, yeah.
Anyway, you're all good. But we were at the Ryder Cup, and
We're sitting with some of the biggest names in golf.
Yes.
Mia Baker, Rick Shields, Peter Finch, Seb on golf.
Yeah. So basically, I've found working in social is quite lonely. So you become really good friends with other people who do the same job as you effectively. So I literally love Rick, Pete, Seb. They're so great.
Me and Rick are like best buds as well now, aren't we?
Did you know he sent you a Christmas text and he said
He sent me a Christmas
No,
text.
we said Happy Christmas to
I never
each
actually
other.
got a Christmas message from him, so that's noted.
No, I said Merry Christmas. He said, Merry Christmas, Mia. Hope you have a wonderful day with my boy, Ollie.
There
My
you go.
boy.
Yeah.
Rick did like you.
Right. What do you mean did like me? Does. Loves me as well.
But yeah, we were sat there and we were just being like, thinking of names. What drink were we drinking at that time?
Amaretto sour. We had about
So Ollie and I, we're not big drinkers really, but
Amaretto sour. I will drink 100 of them.
yeah, he does love an amaretto sour.
They were coming quite slowly, weren't they? So I ended up ordering 16 at a time for 6 of us. And that still wasn't quick enough. We were drinking them that quickly, weren't we?
Tastes like juice.
They are very
They're
good.
really
And if you
delicious.
get a good one,
Yeah, they're actually really delicious. I'd never had them before you, to be honest. I do like a cocktail, but I'm not very good at drinking. I'm a bit of a lightweight, so I'd kind of avoid it. Just stressful, really.
stressful.
Stressful. But yeah, we all sat round. We've got whole notes on our phone with all these random names. There's some weird ones in there. It's like, I don't know if I've still got them, you know. I might have deleted them. I don't know if I've actually got them. No, I think I deleted them in the end because they were just too random.
Too rated R.
Yeah.
X-rated. Rated R.
No, I've not got them on my phone anymore. I thought I did. I think I deleted them. But there were some really ropey ones in there.
You definitely have them, don't you? You just don't want to say them.
But
Here we go. Talking balls. Ball talk. Out of boundaries. Didn't mind that one.
yeah,
Out of
but
boundaries.
I feel like other people have done out of bounds and out of bounds.
Maybe. Bowled over.
These aren't that bad
Picking the seams. You know what a seam is?
on the ball.
Yeah. You've been baked.
We said that one.
Don't know. Swingers.
Yeah.
And Mia's favourite, 2 balls, 1 couple.
One cup pull.
Yeah, no, but
That's from Gabby.
that is from Gabby, yeah.
She said that when we were in Hong Kong. She was like, Ollie, 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 one cup pull.
She actually said 2 balls, 1 cup to start, and we were like, can't really have that.
Anyway, we've ended up with chatting balls. Thank you, Rick Shields.
Yeah, Rick Shields. Copyright, trademark.
No.
I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, today's episode, we're on to Mia's life story.
And Ollie's going to be host.
Why'd you have to say that? Like, you put pressure on, don't you, then?
Pressure.
Anyway, I'm hosting. So, where should we start on your life? Probably where you were born. Where were you born, Mia?
I was actually born in High Wycombe.
High
In
Wycombe.
Buckinghamshire.
And then where? And then how long were you there for?
I moved up to the Midlands when I was 8.
And was there any sport participation before then? We're going to do this like a proper Q&A.
There might have been light sport participation, including sports day races. Actually, there's quite a funny one. There's a picture, I'm pretty sure. You know, when you were a kid and you used to put like those donuts on your head and you had to balance them and walk. Do you have to-
Donuts?
Yeah, they're like the circle things with a hole in the middle. And you used to just balance them and walk with them. Anyway, we had a race where you had to balance on your head, except my
The
mum...
beanbags, like the beanbag race.
No, but this is like it looks like a donut.
I think for anyone normal like me, that's the beanbag race where you put the beanbag on your head and you have to run. But for me, it's a donut race.
Yeah, exactly. It was a donut, except my mum put my hair in a bun that went up to the donut. Just went straight through.
Did you win?
I'm like this. And then I think I was
Like,
really...
by like this, she means arms out wide running.
Yeah, I was really close to winning. And then I saw my mum and dad and I looked over, stopped and waved and then I lost.
That does sound like you, to be fair, in a nutshell.
And then I lost. So they distracted me right at the end. Sabotaged
right
me.
at the end.
Right at the end.
Okay, so...
Anyway, you cricketed at the age of 2.
Yeah, what did you do? What were you doing at the age of 2?
My dad introduced me to computers.
He loves computers.
Loves computers.
Yeah.
Like,
Matthew Baker. If you need a computer built, Matthew Baker's your man.
yeah, he's going to build us one. He's been badgering about building me one for ages, but I never had anywhere to put it.
That is a problem in the flat.
Yeah, well, when we get a house, we can have our computer built. But yeah, my dad is big into his computers. He knows everything about them. And if anything ever breaks, he's your man. He's actually going to teach you how to build one too.
Yeah.
Ollie's not interested in that bit. Sorry, Dad.
I'd rather he taught me how to like use it properly. Realistically, I'm never going to build one. When he's so good at doing it, why would I do it?
Yeah. Do you know what? I just sometimes think if my dad's not around, then I'll be stuck.
Why?
Because basically, if anything goes wrong with tech, I'm like, Dad, da-da-da-da-da.
I think there's Curry's down the road.
So my dad is basically personal VIP Currys.
He's a VIP Curry's, yeah. A VVIP Curry's. Okay, so computers
Yep.
from a young age.
Yep.
And then school? What was your schooling like?
Schooling. I went to lots of schools, actually.
Lots of schools, actually. Really, did you?
I went to 6 schools.
6? From what age group? From what age is this?
Like from nursery, not nursery, but like, what's it, reception?
All in Loughborough?
No. I went to 2 when I was in High Wycombe, and then 4 up north. Up north.
Up north. Why did you move so many schools then? That's funny.
It's weird being interviewed by you.
This is what the people want to see.
Why did I go to so many different schools? Moving and just life, family.
So we both got split parents, haven't we? You're split when you're a bit younger than mine.
Yeah, I was 10.
Yeah, and then mine 16, 15.
Yeah.
I'm actually happy that mine are. Well, I'm not happy that they split. Do you know?
You think it's
They're
better?
They're better apart. Yeah, that is,
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I've always been like so I'm a bit strange in a sense of like, I've always been a massive goody two shoes. I hate breaking the rules, but I also was like riddled with social anxiety and nervousness and timidness and shyness and all of the things that when people meet me, they're like, no, you're an extrovert.
yeah.
You're so chatty. You're like,
I thought that as well. I was like, what? There's no way you're shy or timid. Like, first time I meet Mia is at Fox Hills, play golf with her and a few other lads. And Mia, at a dinner table, Mia would be the middle person.
would I?
Yeah, because you can engage so many different people, sort of left or right, in front of you. You'd be the middle person at a dinner table. And then you're like, I'm so shy and I'm so timid. And I'm like, what? And now I've been with you for longer, I see a bit more of it. When I first met you, I was like, you're definitely not.
Yeah.
And that's what people's first impressions are.
It's the I'm really shy, timid, scared, anxious, blah, blah, blah. And then I go to myself, man up. And then I just crack on. And I just have to put all those feelings in a little box in the corner of my mind and my soul and leave them behind because I feel like it prevents me from doing things that I actually really enjoy.
I think it does for a lot of people, doesn't it? Like anxiety, social anxiety, there's so many people that struggle with that. I think obviously your job means you can't really allow yourself to struggle with it. But
like when I was a kid, I used to cry before school every single day. Like my teachers would tell my parents, being like, I don't know if she can continue to do this, or maybe I'd have had to been homeschooled. I don't even know. But it's also not conducive if you can't even go to school and mix with other children.
yeah, exactly. I'm not against homeschooling, but like you say, it does
Teach you.
teach you to be social and discipline and a lot of things. Yeah.
I think that is probably the reason why I have like stuck my head in with work and extracurricular activities and puzzles and all of those things because
Keeps your mind off of it.
it takes my mind off the way I'm feeling. Also means I don't have to necessarily engage with anyone. And if someone's interested in what I'm doing, they come to me and then it helps like ease the situation.
Yeah. I think I've since being with you, I've learned to engage with people a lot more. Like when I'm speaking to someone new that I haven't met before, I do feel like I'm more engaged or engaging with them. Like I ask them more personal questions or a personal question to them.
Yeah.
I think like you're really good at that. And obviously it's something you've learned probably or taught yourself.
Yeah.
But
And I
a
think
good
it
skill.
helps. Like, I'd say I'm quite emotional in terms of, like, I feel everything. And, like, when I'm happy, I'm, like, the happiest person alive. Obviously, I get sad, too, and things get overwhelming or whatever. But it does help build with empathy and understanding to people. And I think that actually really benefits is when you can actually engage with someone and speak to someone. And because I like to do everything, like, opposite to you. There's not one thing I knew I wanted to do in my life. So you went cricket only. I went everything I'll try.
yeah.
And so I like the idea of if I learn a little bit about everything, then I'll be able to speak about something with every single person that I meet. And then that makes me feel more comfortable because I'm like, I've got something in common with everyone, no matter what. And I like that.
I mean, looking back, I wish I was more like that. Like I wish I had other skills that weren't cricket.
What skill would you want?
Well, don't know, because I actually think school didn't teach me anything that I wanted to learn anyway.
Maybe doesn't teach you.
The curriculum wasn't what I wanted it to be.
Yeah, but it does teach you other things.
Yeah, which I got anyway, a little bit.
What, discipline?
Yeah, so disciplined. 33% attendance.
Yeah, timekeeping.
Timekeeping, big at timekeeping, aren't I?
Really good at that.
If you need to win money because someone's late, I'm your man. Okay, so computers from 6 different schools.
Yeah.
Moved from High Wycombe to Loughborough.
Yeah.
So then, what was your...
Sorry. You go. Sorry, interviewer. Continue.
No? What were you going to say?
No, I was going to say, I don't think I started playing proper sport until I was in year 2 at school.
That was going to be my question. What was your first taste of sport?
I think I did because I was struggling with school so much. I think my mum said to me, play sport because it will help you.
Yeah.
My mum is quite
Firm.
tough. Yeah, she's quite strict.
Firm.
Firm. Okay, yeah, that. And
She's a lovely lady.
but firm. But anyway, she said play sport. So then I started playing sport and I thought, oh, this will help me make friends.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I was like I just watched people and saw how they interacted with each other, but I found it difficult to kind of do it myself or whatever. And anyway, went to school, then I played netball. Was it year 2?
So you'd have been...
Was that primary school? Oh no, wait, year 4.
Year 2's primary school, you'd have been what, 7?
Or maybe it was year 5.
Oh, 10.
Yeah, I think it was year 5 because it's when I went to a school called Fairfield.
Is this private school?
Yeah. So I've been to a mix of private schools and non-private schools. Yeah, my college I went to was a bit, the first day at school, I had like a riot band outside and I was thinking, oh, this is a bit different.
Bit different, yeah.
I was like, okay.
So, yeah, you were good at netball, weren't you? For people that don't know, Mia was really good at netball.
Yeah, so I played netball competitively. I played for my club. I played for school. We went to nationals, went to club nationals as well. Played for East Midlands. And then it was potentially going to England trials. But that was towards the end of school onto uni kind of age, like 16. And my mum sat down with me and we spoke about it. And the conversation was pretty much, you're not going to earn enough. So you can't do it as a career. So that's not an option. And that was kind of it.
Which I think is quite sad. Like, the fact you had something that you're really good at, similar to me, that you wanted to pursue potentially, and because the funding wasn't there, you couldn't do it.
Yeah, like back then, I just think women's sport was so much more difficult in terms of knowing that you would get a salary. Like now, if I had a daughter, I would definitely think of it as an option for them in future because I know in 10, 20 years, the landscape will be so different. And I feel like women's sport's going to be so much more ahead. The talent is going to be so much better than it is now just because they'd have started younger, they'd have been able to invest more time into it. There's just all of the support and steps that you actually kind of need to become good.
Yeah, you've got academies just for women now.
Yeah.
Girls, which you never had before. And I think it's nice to see, though, to be honest, because like you said, it gives you so many more opportunities growing up to actually pursue what someone might want to pursue. And I think, like you said, like you almost had to go down the academic route because you didn't have an option of playing sport anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it would have been super cool to have done that. I feel like I could have excelled.
Yeah.
But again, I got pushed a lot by my teachers at school to like go and play club, go and play county. Had they not pushed me, I don't think I'd have ever done it because my family isn't particularly sporty in a sense of we don't watch sport. They don't like really play sport. Obviously, they did when they were growing up, like any other person. But our household was not built on sport like your household was.
Yeah, I think it makes it a lot easier when I come from a sporting family background. It does make it a lot easier to excel because I could take any one of my family members to golf or cricket, whereas like, you probably can't pick any. Like maybe pick one of them. Like your uncle Tim likes sport, but like it makes it so much harder because they're not driving you in that direction.
Yeah.
Whereas all of my family were driving me in the same direction.
Yeah.
From uncles to grandparents to parents.
Were you surprised when you came to my house how little my family know about sport?
Yeah. Like even you, I was like, wow, she knows literally nothing. I'm like, where have you been? Like, what rock have you been under? Do you know what I mean? Because to me, sport is on the TV every day. Sport is everywhere, every day.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do you not know anything about sport? It's like me has spoken to a few quite famous athletes, football players, whatever. And she's like, I don't know who they are. I'm like, what?
Yeah, you're like, what? I'm like, they seem really nice though.
I'm like, he's like played for England. He's massive.
Yeah,
You're
but
like,
they're like golf.
yeah. And she's like, yeah, but they like to play golf as well. I'm like, yeah, I know, they like all sports. But that is crazy that you've been in golf for 4 years?
Yeah.
And you just didn't know sport before that.
But then we have totally different conversations when we're at home. Like when you went to my dad's house, it is a lot about like computers and TVs and...
We have got similar interests in the way that how we want to go forward, though, don't we? Like we're both motivated to do something. We're both, I don't know, we do have similar interests. We're just not.
I think it's more like, for me, it's like not necessarily side hustles. So a huge part of what I do and of what I've ended up doing has been, it's probably better suited to me. So obviously I didn't know what I wanted to do. I went down the academic route. Probably should go back to that actually before going to this point.
Bit of netball and then
Yeah.
you leave school?
Leave school, go to college, and I was like, so that's the crazy thing, go from private school to a college, and I was thinking, oh my God, I saw my timetable. I finished at lunch every single day. I was like, what?
I'd have been
And
like, get in there. And you're like,
no homework.
What?
No homework, and you finish before lunch. I was thinking, oh my God, I have so much time. What am I going to do?
Yeah, but the difference is you're panicking because you've got so much time.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, yes, let's go. Like, I've got so much time. And you're like having a nervous breakdown.
Yeah, literally. So I panicked as well because I thought I was going to get a bad grade in my Spanish and I was going to get my first ever B, and that terrified
no, not
me.
your first ever B.
So I taught myself another A level in
As
the
you do.
meantime. So I taught myself statistics because I was so stressed that I was going to get a B in Spanish. I was like, oh, I need to get myself like at least another A. And I have loads of time anyway, so I'm just going to like learn something else
Yeah.
as well.
Why not?
So this is very me. Like I like to do things all the time and constantly feel like I'm learning. I obviously didn't know what I wanted to do, so I just tried to pick a subject that I thought would I'd be able to get the best grade in. So I went to uni. I went to Exeter Uni to study maths.
So you did maths for A level as well? Or just statistics?
Maths and statistics and economics.
Jesus.
And then I went and studied maths at uni because...
I just find it mad how, like, you were thinking, what can I get the best grade at? What's the easiest thing to get the best grade at? I'd be like, what's the thing I can get the best grade at and do the least work? But you're like the other way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why would you not want more time to do other things? But you just love doing those sort of things, don't you?
Yeah. But it keeps my mind at bay, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like I can't stress about anything if I'm doing something.
Yeah.
And you're teaching me how to be more chilled and relaxed.
Trying to.
Yeah. It's hard.
We'll get the odd sort of breakdown. Not breakdown, but the
It's
odd...
when I stop working, I can work on the road for like 30, 40 weeks and I'll stop for a day and I'll be like, my life's going to end.
Mia's like, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what direction I'm going. I'm like, you've just been on the road for 5 weeks. You're having a day off. She's like, okay.
It's called a weekend.
Yeah.
You haven't had one for 5 weeks.
We're having the morning off. I can't. I'm panic.
So yeah, I did maths at uni. I'm going to like go through this fast because it's very normal what I've
It's quite normal, yeah.
Yeah,
And
what
then,
I've done is very normal.
Yeah.
I worked all the way through uni, worked loads of really random jobs.
favourite job?
I was like an estate agent for student properties and lettings. So
So
I
me
would,
and Mia really like property. Like every day we're looking at the property market. We're looking
Yeah.
at houses that we want to buy or flats that we want to do up and rent. It's like our little side hustle sort of thing that we really like, isn't it?
yeah, so I went to Cardiff. Did you know I went to Cardiff? Like, you know, you have like summer holidays with
Yeah.
uni.
Yeah, I think you did tell me this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so one of them I went to Cardiff and I did up all the student properties in Cardiff, and oh my God, some of them were horrendous. They were like infested with cockroaches and everything. And I literally screamed.
That is crazy.
Yeah. Like I do all the things like, I don't know, this is really mundane, but like change a light bulb and
Yeah.
do all of that type of stuff ready for the next year. And then I go back to my uni and then I do lettings as well and show students around for the following year
So
to
it's
live
just
in.
students that you did it for?
Yeah, so I did it
Ah,
for a
see.
student property company that
Yeah.
had student lettings all over the country.
So that's quite, I think, like for me, because I'm interested in property, I'm like, that's quite cool.
Yeah, that's what I did in my spare time. And then I also did some like system documentation and stuff, which you probably wouldn't find that interesting.
Don't know what that means.
And a weird job, I used to turn the fire alarm on every week and I got paid £15 for it.
Just one alarm.
Yeah, and then send one email. I got paid £15.
What?
Yeah. I got £60 a month.
You're like Rodney, aren't you, from Only Fools and Horses? Proper wheeler dealer. I've got a fire alarm this week, Rodney. 15 quid. Next week, I'm showing these students round. 30 quid.
That's actually what it was like. And I was
know.
like, and if I show all these students around, I get discount on my flats and all the people that live in my little flat. So we all got discount, we did on our
you?
accommodation. Yeah.
Look at that.
See, trading the skills.
I know.
It's hard. I have to make my money.
It's good though, isn't it? Like they're actually good traits to
Yeah.
learn, and for us now, like we want side hustles, don't we, for the future? So it's good that you've already done it, I suppose.
I don't say we've already done it,
Well,
but
you're knowledgeable in that area, aren't you?
yeah. Then, weirdly, what my dream job was at uni was an actuary. Everyone's like, what? Why? Like, an actuary is someone who deals with like financial risks, using statistical models, kind of like the opposite of an auditor or an accountant who looks backwards. I'm like predicting the future, but using maths to do that, which I was like, yeah, financial modelling, get me in there. That sounds awesome.
I think it sounds cool as well. Like
I need 6 years of exams after that, though. Yeah, I know.
Not for that, but one of the subjects I enjoyed was maths
Yeah.
at school. And when you told me, I was like, oh, that sounds quite interesting. But 6 years of exams,
Not that interesting.
you can make 200k in that time doing a mundane job.
Yeah, but you work at the same time. You're just doing exams at the same time.
Too much work, that, isn't it?
Anyway, I thought that was what I wanted to do. Went to the interviews and I got rejected from everything. They just said I was too chatty and didn't really fit the mould of an actuary.
Chatting balls. Didn't you really enjoy doing waitressing?
Oh my God,
told me
it was
it was
my
bad.
favourite jobs ever was being a waitress. I really like serving people food. Like,
Acts of service is Mia's one of Mia's love languages, isn't it?
yeah, it is. I love it. I love to like serve and I love it when people help me with jobs. Like when we do chores together, it's one of my favourite days ever, isn't it?
Yeah, if I do chores with Mia, it's a lot easier for me at home. Like,
Yeah, like I'm really happy
Yeah.
if we like doing chores together.
if I don't, it's carnage.
It's like, oh, we're going to do like a clear out meal. I'm like,
Yeah, you get excited about it, don't you?
together.
An actuary.
Yeah, anyway, I didn't become an actuary, obviously.
No.
But I did end up working at Deloitte. So I worked at Deloitte in tech consulting.
One of the big four.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, I'm learning.
You didn't know who they were before.
I don't know who the other three are.
Anyway.
IMG?
No.
Ah, it's close.
P.
Who?
One begins with P.
Polite. Polite.
All right. He's a lost cause.
Yeah, I've gone.
But yeah, I worked at Deloitte in financial services, doing insure tech actually. It's like
Very
the
interesting.
modern version of insurance.
Insuring tech.
No, so like I don't know why, but they just put tech on the end of everything when
Make
they're
it sound good.
yeah, like you can work in traditional insurance or you can work in insurtech, which is like the modern way of doing insurance. I don't know. It's just what they call it.
Yeah. And if you know Mia,
yeah.
you know that she works at 1,000 miles an hour. So if she's got stuff to do, she does it quickly. But some companies don't like that, do they?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to push myself to the point where I'm like, I'm ready. Let me do the next bit. Like, I'm good. Like, I can do it. And if you work for one of those big four, like, they're really good, but you are a cog in a machine and it doesn't suit me and my personality. I like to be able to, like, give me a job. Yeah, I'll do it. Give me that. Yeah, I'll happily take that on. And yeah, it just didn't quite suit me. So I left after a year. Best grad scheme ever, by the way. Like, it was so much fun. But yeah, I left after a year and moved to a startup, which is much better suited to me. So worked at a genetic testing startup where we initially did nutrition and fitness genetic testing. However, we had to pivot and become a private COVID testing provider.
Because of COVID.
Because of COVID.
Yeah.
And it was probably one of the most intense places to work ever. Like, COVID was horrendous. You were either working or you weren't. And if you were working, like no weekends, I must have been working from like 7 a.m. till 2 or 3 a.m. every single night. It was Looking back now, I
Get
don't
paid by the hour?
No.
Just salary?
Yeah. I just didn't know how I survived, honestly. Looking back, I'm like, what even was happening? But, you know, when people say it's not life or death, but everyone's like, this is COVID, it's life or death. And you're like, oh, shit, it is life or death. Oh my God.
gosh.
I mean, I'm not working in a hospital, am I? Like, really?
Yeah.
I'm just helping test people so that they didn't spread it to other people.
On that, that's actually one of my pet peeves.
What?
Really dramatic people. I'm like,
Am I really dramatic?
no, but the company being like, it's life or death, it's COVID. And it's like, you're just working in the tech side of it. You're not operating on people here. Do you know what I mean?
But we did do the whole thing, like the whole testing thing.
I know, but they've either got COVID or they haven't. It's
Yeah,
not
but if you
like-
get one of them wrong, that would cause a big problem.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be you, would it? That would be the testing equipment.
Yeah, but we did everything.
Anyway, just one of my pet peeves. Really dramatic people. I'd like to know if anyone else is with me, actually.
Do you think I'm dramatic though?
Tiny bit.
Do you actually?
Sometimes. Yeah, it's like the world's going to burn down sometimes. I'm trying to think of something that I've done recently, and you're like, I can't do it anymore. I'm like, relax, there's one spoon on the side. Yeah,
No, not having that.
you are.
But yeah, anyway, we were doing that. We were working for, we were actually testing sports teams, so like the Premier League, ECB.
Yeah, so we crossed paths without knowing.
Yeah, so basically I was called up and like, basically I did all of the product management, so I knew all of the systems back to front. And I was called up to go to Manchester.
Which is where England were playing
Yeah.
West Indies.
And I had all these names and I was like, oh God, who are these little people in their little white outfits? And I remember going up to lunch because I was basically in this little cabin with everyone just checking everything was working. And if they had any technical issues, I'd basically fix it. And I remember going up to lunch and you have these massive glass windows. And I looked down and it was this big circle of green grass. And people running about. I was thinking, wonder what they're doing.
We were cricketing, weren't we?
I was like, that looks very funny. They're just running up and down. I didn't know what you were doing. I was like,
No, you do though, don't you?
yeah, well,
Kind of.
yeah. I do kind of find it weird that you've spent your whole life just throwing a ball like down one line.
There's more to it than that.
Yeah, but it looks like that, doesn't it?
Cheers. And that's cricket.
I think it's very, very technical and very impressive what you do.
No, you can't claw it back now. Knees in the doghouse tonight.
I started playing golf during COVID. That's
So
when I
were you
started
still
doing it.
at this company when you started?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't leave them until a year and a half after I started doing golf on Instagram.
So how many followers and did you have any brand deals at that point? 2 questions. How many followers when you left
When I left,
your job?
that's a good question, actually. So basically, I said to myself, that's me thinking, I'm
Is the-
looking
is
up
the
at the
answer-
ceiling.
Where is it?
I was looking at the ceiling thinking, it's a good question. So basically, I said to myself, I'm not leaving my job unless I earn more money, not more money, but like the same money that I'm earning in that job, because I'm like, I like to be super safe and make sure I can pay my rent.
Yeah.
And
You're
honestly,
very risk averse, aren't you?
yeah. But I honestly don't know how people actually quit their job and go full-fledged into social media and not having any like social media
The thing is though, like
basis.
if say you were on a mundane job and you really hated it and you weren't earning that much money, the risk isn't as high.
Yeah.
So then what have you got to lose?
But you can't earn people. It's a really difficult one to explain because people, I mean, the question I get most is, how do you earn your money?
And we'll answer that, won't we, in a different
Yeah.
podcast.
But that is one of the biggest questions. And I definitely don't think of it as like social media. I think of it as like being a bit of an entrepreneur in your space with your community. And
Yeah.
that is kind of more to do with it, I would probably say. So, yeah, I mean, kudos to anyone who goes full in and don't have any like foundation to even start off. Like that's impressive.
Yeah, it's good balls.
Yeah, a lot of balls.
Okay, so you don't know how many followers you had?
No.
Rough estimate after a year and a half? 50k?
maybe, or maybe 70k.
Oh,
Do you think? I don't know. When did you start following me?
2021.
So I'd been doing it for like a year and then.
Yeah.
Oh,
and you
so how many did I have when you first started following me?
40 maybe.
So maybe 50 then.
Yeah, and then when I met you for the first time at Fox Hills, you had like 120.
Yeah. I don't really pay much attention to my followers, to be honest. Everyone else does.
I just remember we spoke about it briefly, and then we looked and we were like 120, 130, and then now you're what, 240 maybe?
Yeah, because we had a viral video where I chipped
Yeah.
in from BMW. That like was mad.
Yeah, like crazy.
But yeah, no, honestly, I never really pay attention to my followers because I don't like to...
She doesn't mean her actual followers, she means the amount of numbers.
The number.
She loves her followers, let's put that in there.
I do love
You
my
do,
followers.
yeah. You're actually really engaging, aren't you, with followers, I'd say.
I'm very grateful and appreciative that they
Yeah.
take time. Like every single person who watches my video, I'm so grateful for them taking the time to do that because it does take time. Yeah, it takes me a whole bunch of time to film it and get it edited and all of that stuff, review it, blah, blah, blah. But it also takes time to watch it. And they've chosen to spend that 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes of their day
Watching you, yeah.
to watch my videos. Like,
Yeah.
it's so
nice.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
it's really cool.
And then the second question was, did you have any brand deals when you gave up your job to go full time?
I think I had... My first year I earned nothing.
Yeah.
Everything was for free. Yeah, if you guys don't actually know my story, which I think if you are coming over from my channel, you will know it. But long story short is I wanted to buy some golf shoes. Couldn't find any in the shops because it was just so difficult in the back end of 2019 to buy golf shoes for women. And I thought you had to wear golf shoes because I'm a stickler for the rules. And every time I went to a golf place, it said, please take off your golf shoes. Da-da-da, it's your golf shoes. Da-da-da, that your golf shoes. I was like, God, I need some golf shoes. I can't even follow the rules if I haven't got golf shoes. So anyway, looking for my golf shoes. Then I went to American Golf and I went to their flagship store in London, and they pulled all of women's and Olive Juniors from all their stores across the country. So I couldn't physically buy any golf shoes from in their shops. And I was like, what? This is actually wild. We're in the 21st century and I can't buy any golf shoes
Yeah.
to play a sport, which I didn't think I'd be the only person to experience this. And like, B, how is this even existing in this day and
juniors.
age?
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
and it was crazy. So anyway, got in touch with the CEO and had a few meetings with him. And basically he was like, you should start an Instagram account. And I was like, nah, I don't think that's really me. More of like a behind the laptop kind of girl. That's kind of where I want to be. And anyway, I thought about it and I was like, you know what, maybe I will. So I started it in 2020. And I was like, okay, I actually know nothing about golf. So I also need to get better at golf. So I was like, okay, I'm on a mission to get better at golf because I actually don't even know how to play the sport. I'm trying to learn, but I've met so many barriers before I can even start playing. And then I went on social media and I was like, oh my God, I can't see anyone who is like me who doesn't even know how to play. Everyone is either professional, but like I didn't feel like there was a gap to kind of close it and bridge it. So I was like, okay, maybe I will just be that kind of person who I need. And then I would share all of my training online. So I did all of that through an online coach. So my whole swing's pretty much been curated online through videos.
That's cool. I actually think that's quite cool. I feel like I'm at a point now where I'd love to have an online coach.
Yeah.
Just to get me a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stephen Giuliano is like the nicest person. Never met him in real life, but he's like helped my swing no end. And then I did also a bit of like golf clothing stuff because that's kind of what I wanted. I was like, I just want to get golf shoes in the shop, which can I say that actually happened. We ended up getting golf shoes and women's and junior stuff in American
Back in
Golf
American
stores.
Golf.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's a cool story, isn't it?
And now like women's golf and clothing and everything is just so much better now than
Yeah.
it's ever been. Over the past 4 years since I've been in the space, it's gone from like 0 to 100.
Yeah. And it's still got room for growth as well.
So much
definitely.
room to grow. So many cool brands are up and coming.
Yeah.
I mean, golf has really changed.
Since COVID, it's taken off.
Yeah, it's
Like-
insane.
Yeah.
And it teaches you a lot about life. I definitely think it's taught me patience, which I think I probably didn't have enough of.
It's a social game as well.
Social, meeting people that I would
Yeah.
never have been friends with or spoke to ever in my life. I'm not very good. I'm just just get a bit shy. I'm actually, sometimes when people think I'm really rude, I'm not. I'm just shy.
Yeah, the same for me.
Yeah.
Just that social anxiety makes me feel so shy.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what to say. Yeah.
I think lots of people get it though.
Yeah. It's a common thing, isn't it?
Yeah. But that's why I smile so much. It's my way of saying hi without saying anything.
Saying anything, yeah.
Yeah, I just smile and then hope that they get the courage to say hi. Well, I'm nearly 30 and you're
I am
30.
30. I can't speak to anyone.
So back to your question, I only had my first brand deal was with Adidas.
Was that the first one?
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. It was weird because they got in touch with me, and I didn't.
Through Instagram?
Yeah, and I had no idea that was even an
Oh
option.
my God, I thought you were going to say I had no idea who they were. I thought, oh my God, you really haven't been in sport.
I didn't know that golf was such a niche, though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I didn't know. Like, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Last few years, so many things happened that I was so naive to that it frustrates me now
Yeah.
because that wasn't what my goal was. My goal was getting those shoes in the shop. I want to buy my shoes.
And you didn't know sport.
And I didn't know sport.
Yeah.
And I didn't know sport was such a big deal. I knew people went to the pub to watch football, but like, okay, you just go to the pub to watch football. I go, I don't know.
Do you watch the Masters on TV? You don't, do you?
I have since being in golf.
This year,
Not before.
April this year, we're going to watch every day of the Masters on TV.
No, I've watched it before.
Oh,
I
love it.
didn't watch it before.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
That's my favourite event.
Really?
I watch it till it finishes.
Yeah.
Like 1 a.m, yeah.
That's the problem though, because I started so late. I was learning golf in my first year to then try and watch it and everything. It felt like I was absorbing or being forced to absorb almost too much information my brain couldn't comprehend
Yeah.
whilst doing a job that was so stressful. I had barely any hours in the day available.
Yeah, because you said you worked from like 7 a.m. till 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And then where'd you fit golf in?
So I'd wake up really, really early and I'd go out.
After going to bed at 2 a.m.?
Yeah. Like when I moved back to London, because the golf course was then further away, I used to leave the house at 5 a.m. to get to the golf course, practice my golf, film my videos, then come back so I could start work at like 7:38. But I did that
crazy.
every single day.
I think it just shows though, like, regardless of what you do, hard work prevails.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? Like, you wouldn't be here if you didn't work hard. And I think
Yeah.
to anyone, I said it, I think in the last episode, but to anyone that's trying to do anything, just work hard.
Yeah.
Like, you'll hear people say it, there's no proper remedy for it apart from hard work, really.
But it's working efficiently and effectively and also with purpose. Like even with my swing, I've always wanted to practice with purpose.
Yeah.
But I never wanted to practice something unless I knew it was going to actually help, because then you start ingraining bad habits and it's going to take you more work later down the line. So there's a
Yeah.
fine balance. You naturally knew what you needed to do for cricket to become better. So all your practice was purposeful. If you're doing something and you're not quite sure, I think it benefits getting like help on making sure you're doing the
Yeah,
right thing. Otherwise,
definitely.
it's actually pointless.
Yeah, I agree.
So I basically had to practice my swing loads so I could get credibility against
Yeah.
my name as well, because I also didn't want to be a girl on Instagram who can't even play
Yeah.
and looks stupid. Like I'm so obsessed with like
Looking
an
good.
aesthetic swing. I just think they look so nice. Like I love to practice. That's one of my favorite things is practicing. I like playing, but like practicing I find
I think-
really fun because it's hard.
Yeah. Like for me, you're like that with everything you do. You don't really, if there's something that you want to do, you want to be good at it.
Yeah.
Like you don't like,
don't like
to
being
be
rubbish.
half, or you don't even like to be like half good.
Yeah.
You don't like to be average. You like to be really good. Even like bowling.
Oh.
Cricket. You've done 3 sessions and you want to be good already. Like you don't,
Yeah, but I look like Bambi, come
but
on.
you hate being bad, don't you?
Yeah.
And it's like same for your golf journey, really.
It's because you don't need to be bad. You're only
Yeah.
bad because... So basically, I have this thing in my brain where I'm like, I don't know, you had 5 different topics that you're wanting to learn and you're like really good at 4 of them and really bad at 1 of them. Everyone would just go back and try and learn the ones they're really good at, whereas I go towards the one I'm really bad at.
Yeah, because it betters you.
Yeah. Whereas it's benefited you because you've just gone straight for the one you're good at and really, really excelled at it. But my life has always been about trying to be good, a little bit good at everything, which
Yeah,
I don't know if one's better than the other. I mean, yours is pretty good, but you ask me to do anything, and I'll be like, yeah, I know how to do that. Or yeah, I can figure that out. Or yeah, I'll be able to, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Different skill sets.
depends on the level, doesn't it, that you want to get to as well. Because I feel like if you want to get to the highest level that you possibly can, you need to focus on one or two things max. Do you know what I mean? Like if you wanted to become a professional golfer now, you would have to focus on that solely.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to do much content or as much.
Yeah.
So it just depends on what your goal is, really.
My brain doesn't work like that either. I could not do one thing.
No. But if you want to be a pro now, you'd have to just
Dedicate.
fully focus on that.
Did you know someone DM'd me and said, I can actually see you becoming like a England bowler pro for women if you put your heart, like mind and determination
Heard
to
it
it.
first.
I was like, nah,
You'll be getting an IPL deal before me.
I look rubbish.
You'll be in the auction.
Imagine.
First brand deal was Adidas
Yeah.
after a year and a half. Then,
Which is crazy looking back. So many things happened. My first few years, so many things happened that I was so naive to that it frustrates me now. I'm like, Mia, you're such a dumbass. Like I was just so dumb.
you just hadn't been in the space though.
Yeah. I'm like going down to Royal St. George the day after Open to play the course, and I'm staying in this room and I'm crying in the room because I'm like, what have I done to deserve this? But then I'm looking back, I'm like, me, you just played Royal St. George the day after the Open. And I was crying because I got a big hotel room.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, some of the opportunities that you've had from it are just wild, aren't they? Even
Yeah.
at the Ryder Cup this year, it's just insane, really.
yeah, that was actually one of the most unbelievable experiences of my life. Like, if you've never been to a Ryder Cup, like, please, please, please put it on your bucket list. Like, go if you can. Ideally, go to, like, say you're a European, go to a European
Yeah.
one. And if you're American, go to an American one.
I'd like to do an American one just to see what it's like.
Yeah, they'll hate us.
Yeah, but it'd be fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'll be insane. Like, it's one of the greatest, or Solheim Cup, I'm sure would be good as well. I've never been
Yeah.
to one of those, though.
That looked really good this year. I was going to say gun then.
Yeah.
That looked good this year.
Yeah.
Solheim Cup.
No, I think
The Solheim Cup, as I said. Solheim.
Ollie has a problem with his speech
With my speech. Yeah, so I just add letters to words, don't I?
all the time.
Mum does it as well, so.
Yeah, both of you.
Obviously, that's the first couple of years of your golf journey. And now, where do you see it going? Like, that's...
A
I reckon
hard
that's
question.
a question that people want to know. Like, well, how do
Do
you...
you think?
Yeah.
So I could not have told you I was doing all the things that I'm doing today if you asked me that, say, a year ago.
Yeah.
I would never in my... say 4 years ago, if someone said, are you going to work in golf? I'd be like, what are you talking about? Then, and if someone said, oh, you're going to do presenting, I was like, what are you talking about? I can't even speak, let alone speak in front of people, let alone in front of a camera. I'm like, nah, I'm behind my laptop. If you read there's a year 2 school book and it says, what do you want to be when you're older? And in it says, I want to wear pink top and purple shoes and work on a computer. And that's what it said.
Fair. It's right, wasn't she? Yeah. That 2-year-old, year 2.
Yeah, see, I'd never have been able
Yeah.
to tell you that. And that's the one thing I've learned. I'm so structured and rigid in my planning and have always been, and always think, right, it needs to happen this way, this way, this way. But doing what I do now, it's taught me that it's taught me more like being open to opportunities and being open to letting life lead its path. And it's okay to do things that you might not have thought have been good for you
Yeah.
or would suit you, but to try it and see. And I think I'm a lot more open-minded to that type of thing now, whereas before I'd have been like, oh, no, I can't do that. No. I'll have to, no, not possible. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how
Yeah.
to describe it.
You love structure though, don't you? You love like planning things. You love knowing what you've got coming up. But then your job is so not like that.
Yeah.
Because next week, tomorrow night, Mia get a call saying, I don't know what the day is, Monday, can you come to Dubai for an event?
Yeah.
And you're like, yep. And just pack up your stuff and go.
Yeah.
But like you hate that. It's just so...
I don't anymore.
No, yeah.
I'm like much more flexible.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I've become that way. I don't know how to describe
I
it.
suppose you've had to. You
Yeah.
haven't really had a choice.
But like I love it and I hate it at the
Yeah.
same time.
So where do you see Mia Baker in...
I can't answer that question.
Why?
It's too hard.
Is it? Why though? Because you You've been in this for, 4 years now?
Yeah.
So then let's go another 4 years.
You know I hate jinxing things.
Okay, where would you like to be? That's not jinxing.
5 years.
4 or 5 years, yeah. Where would you like to be?
Have babies.
A house and babies.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
And they'll be little golfers.
Little golfers.
Yeah, that'd be cute, wouldn't it?
It would be cute. Oh, cricketers. I quite like tennis as well, actually.
They can do all the sport.
Wimbledon.
Yeah.
Babies then.
That wasn't the outcome he was expecting.
No, I was thinking more along the lines of work, but
It's life.
that is life, yeah.
Yeah, so I think the long and short of it is I have no idea what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep opportunities flowing through, say yes, but I probably will say no to more because do you have any New Year's resolutions?
A few, yeah.
What are yours?
I can't remember what I wrote down.
Where have you written it? You haven't written it.
In here somewhere. I'm just trying to find it at the moment.
Can't remember what I wrote down in my head.
I did write it down, didn't I?
Did you?
Don't know. Next episode, I'll let you know what they are.
So one of my New Year's resolutions is I want to be better with my sleep.
Yeah.
And I think I'm not very good with my sleep because I almost take on too much. And I want to be more like chilled and relaxed in life and let things happen and not stress if I'm not run off my feet, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know how to describe that.
I think you can. I think you're starting to appreciate your time more now than before. Like before, you used to live to work. Is that the right way around?
Yeah.
Whereas now it's like working to live, and you actually have a bit.
I don't know if working to live quite. I used to live to work only.
Yeah.
But now I work and live.
Yeah, you have a bit of both, which.
Yeah, because I love working, but now I've started to love living.
We both love our jobs, really, don't
Yeah.
we? And it's like sometimes it's hard to pull away from your job if you love it. Like, I feel like if I don't get injured, I could play every day of the year. But you do need your downtime because it's just not, you can't maintain that level all year round without like getting ill like you did for 5 weeks or getting injured or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
People do need downtime to sort of be able to carry on.
Yeah. No, I definitely like living more than I've ever liked living before.
Thank you. Take that as a compliment.
Right, guys, I think that's enough of my story. I've spoken too much about myself, but I do hope you enjoyed this episode. If you
Thanks
didn't...
for being a great guest.
Yeah.
I thought I was a great host today. Thanks, Mia Baker, for coming on my show.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please do go and show us some love on social at Chatting Balls Podcast, or email in any questions, stories, anything you'd like us to give you a little shout out about at chattingballspodcast@gmail.com.
You're getting really good at that, aren't you?
Thank you. You could do it next time.
Any feedback that you've got for us about the podcast, about things that we've spoken about, then just let us know. Put it in the comments, DM us, whatever it may be, and we'll take it on board and try and be better for you.
And we'll catch up with you very soon.
We'll catch up with you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
And we'll try and be better for you.
I lost my train of thought.